Today I'm going to show you how to make a really cool design like this one where it's going to give you the illusion that your letters are weaving. So if you look carefully, it's my name, Silver, and then my first initial, Rebecca, R in there, obviously. But it really looks pretty convincing. And then as an extra added bonus, let me show you, we're going to turn this into something called a PNG. So there's the image again. And if let me go ahead and zoom in for a second. Um, the beautiful thing about it being a PNG is that, watch this, if I bring this up here, see that? It's, I can put it in front of stuff and it doesn't have that white background. So I'm going to show you how to do this today and how to make your letters all dimensional, and it's going to look amazing. So to get started, you're going to go to File, New, and I recommend just making a square file. So I went ahead and just chose the 12 by 12. So 12 by 12 inches, 300 ppi, RGB color, transparent background. That's important. Make sure that's transparent. Create. Okay. Bring up your layers. You're going to need them. And the font you use matters tremendously. So I'm going to grab my T, and just so I can get a bigger letter so I can see what it looks like, I'm going to start typing. And I'm going to type out my name, Silver, but I'm not going to type out the whole name. I'm just going to type out one letter. Letter S, there it is. And it's still pretty small for what I want to do. So I'm going to take that S, and I can either select it using show transform controls and holding down the shift key and oopsie, and making it nice and big this way. I meant to hold down the shift key, or I could literally just change it in the font up there. Go ahead and apply that selection. Here's the deal. You want something that has a very thin look to it. So let me show you a trick. If you select the font, whatever the font is, come up here. You have to be in the text tool to do this. Come up to your options. So I happen to have this font, Shri. That's a really cool font, and I'm not going to try to pronounce that. But if I select that and I go to my up and down arrow on my keyboard, look what I can do. I can toggle through and look at all the different fonts and see what that S looks like. So something like this is something I probably want to avoid. It's a nice font, but it's not good for this project because it's too blocky. You want something thin. So that's Arial Narrow. That's probably about as thick as I want to get. That might be a little bit too thick. So I'm going to keep scrolling through until I find something that I like. I happen to like the one that I started off with. That was the one that I chose before. So, oh, that's good too. That died out. I'm going to use that. Okay, so I've got the font, and I think I also want to change the color of my font now, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to change so I haven't done anything except for one letter, and I'm going to change this to a very lovely kind of greenish color. Okay, now check this out. Every single time I want a new letter, I do not type it out here. I'm going to make a new layer, and see, and then I'm going to take my font tool, select it, and replace the letter. Okay, so another way to do this is if you just option, drag, see, you made a new layer like that too. So if that works for you instead, do that. But either way, keep making new layers. So every single time I make a new letter, make a new letter, new layer. So again, option, hold down the option key on your keyboard, which is next to the command key, and then new letter. All right, so when I'm all done, get a whole bunch of these. Then the next step is to figure out how I want to arrange all these. So I'm almost done. And also, what size do I want? You can rotate your letters if you want to. You can resize them. So for example, I could take like the S. Let me go back to my S. You have to be working in that layer. And maybe I'll make my S like really, really big by coming down to the corner here, holding down the shift key, so that S becomes huge, okay? And maybe the rest of the letters are going to be the size they are. I'm going to hit the checkbox there. What I want to do is arrange these, though, so that, so for example, here's my E, so that you see how the E is overlapping the S here and overlapping the S at least once more here and then down here. 3 times is even better. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to make a big S, and then I'm going to take all my other letters and arrange them around here as I see fit, making sure that they're overlapping twice. So right now the L is only only overlapping the letters once. So I don't want to do this something like this though, because I'm not going to see it very well. But maybe if I scatter it over here. I think oh yeah, that's overlapping 1, 2, 3 times. That's fine. All right, and my R, oops, wrong layer. All right, so that's the first part, is you're going to take your letters and make them and then arrange them so that they're overlapping each other at least twice. So right now, only once. That's twice, so that's good. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So that's the first part of this assignment, is to create that design. And then I'll show you how you can take this and make this amazing in very little time.